So the reason I'm posting this video today is because I've had a lot of crap go on the last week. I was already dealing with a bunch of other problems, my dad dying, me losing my family, and that sort of thing. And I ended up staying at a campsite outside of Penticton, in the O'Keefe Falls area, and there was somebody there that I knew from a long time ago. I haven't seen him in a long time. And he wanted to go dirt biking. And I was cool with that at first, right? So I go down and I could tell something was bugging me, right? So I tell him I gotta stop. We're gonna go get some insurance for the cancel my insurance on my car, because I had a car that I had to cancel my insurance on. And then he stops and he starts talking, and he's bringing up stuff, very personal stuff. And there's only one or two ways you're gonna know that type of stuff. And what he had said spooked me. Basically, he said my kid was dead. Now, the day before that, I believe I went to see my probation officer, and he's like, don't worry, we're going to get you set up with a place to stay, and I want you to take some time and look for a place to stay, right? And I asked him where, and he's like, well, Central. So I was okay. And he actually said that they would help me. And I didn't take it. I took it to legs. I've never heard anything like that before. So anyway, a few days later, after I leave Oliver, I go up to Kelowna, and I went to Cal Tire. I was going to put my tires on. Probation officer is calling me again, asking me where I am, and about 3 or 4 other people asking me where I am. And two cops pull up from Kelowna. There's a constable there, Stone, from Kelowna Detachment. And he says to me, he's like, we're sorry, we're very sorry. This is going to take a while to fix. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, maybe this is real. Maybe my kid is dead, right? Like, now I'm getting this, and he's offering help and that sort of thing. I've never had that before. So after I got the tires on, and then I think I made a decision. I was like, I'm going to go to Calgary. I'm going to go to Calgary. This is too crazy. My kid's dead and everything else. So I started heading out there, and it didn't really hit me. But then it started hitting me. It started hitting me hard, like big time hard. I was like, it's got to be true. I mean, the RCMP himself never said anything that directly saying my child was dead. But everything just too coincidental, right? It's just too coincidental. So how am I supposed to feel, right? Like I'm feeling like my kid's dead. Like all this stuff's going on, and I'm thinking all these guys have been lying to me this whole time, and just really got to me and really took a lot out of me, and I lost my head. I lost it for a bit. I got suicidal. I'm not going to deny that. I was suicidal for a few days. Thankfully, I've had a lot of people trying to talk me down and that sort of thing. As for my probation officer, like, I was just talking to my lawyer, you can't tell me I can't leave the Okanagan Valley. If I leave the Okanagan Valley, I'm going to get breached. I didn't have an address. I didn't have a physical address. And going to Calgary, well, I was going out there because I had an idea, either to Calgary or Saskatchewan. I was going to end up and go back to work. I got a friend out in Saskatchewan that owns a construction company, a heavy equipment place. And I was going to see if he had some work for me. I'm pretty sure he would have. He usually does. I've known him about 10 years. I've worked on and off with him, right? So I wasn't a question, right? I had a plan. But to bring me back to the Okanagan and force me to stay down here and to drive up and down Penticton when I got a big truck, I'm on disability. I'm on long-term disability. I can't afford the gas in my truck right now. Not to go daily trips to Penticton from the city. It's not, and if there was somewhere to rent in Penticton, it would be different, but there's nowhere to rent. Where the hell am I going to go? People got to realize this has not been easy on me. This whole thing has not been easy on me. Anyone who says I wasn't trying, I busted my ass last year and the year before and trying to get better. And even this year I did. And all they can see is the havoc they're causing me. Like, who tells a guy who has not seen or talked to his kids in 6 months, because of some stupid reason of putting on an order on me because I relapsed after my dad passed away, and a whole bunch of other crap. Like, we sold the house, my dad's business we had to pack up. I had to move my family to a motel. My wife was pissed off that she had to move to a motel because there was nowhere to rent. She's been looking for 6 months at that point. 2 young kids in a motel room because there's nowhere to rent. And and then I was doing a mental health course through the Interior Health, and I was doing courses through probation. I was doing courses through my recovery house. I was busy, like, from morning to night. Plus, on top, trying to be a dad and a husband at the same time, living separately. It wasn't easy. It was not easy. And dealing with moving and shutting down my dad's business. There was a lot of crap that happened in the last month. I couldn't even go to his funeral because I didn't have my COVID test. So, if anyone wants to know why I've been kind of wacky, and then I'm getting harassed, there's people going around town, coming in from, they're telling, just don't like the looks of me because they know I'm like, come on. You knew me from 15 years ago. Yeah, I was a little bit messed up on crack back then. I was a crackhead at age 14. I was actually, the RCMP fucking sat there and did undercover for 6 months when I was 14 years old. He was my fucking neighbor. He didn't pull me out of there. He told me 3 years later that he was sorry. Yeah, I wouldn't be like that if I hadn't been hooked to crack. I mean, like, I had mental illness from a very young age, and I just always got hated on and pushed on. And yelled at from my dad constantly because he's just my ADHD, right? Now I'm getting pushed around here. I'm getting pushed around. Like, all I want to do is warn my dad, get my kids back, start my life again. And I got all these people sticking their nose where it doesn't fucking belong. Talking shit, defaming me around town. Why? Because fucking I got a mental problem, so they're gonna pick on me. I have a disability, they're picking on me. Like, what the fuck? My anxiety has been through the roof. And they just tell me my child died. Like, what person would not react to that? And then be under my situation and then hear that? That's a hard fucking thing to take. I did not want to be in the valley at all after hearing that. Not at all. I lost all my faith in humanity at that time. So if you think I'm a bad person, then believe what you want, but that's just what happened to me. Then I had my wife calling me, and then I'd get breached, and then she'd call me again crying, and then I'd get breached. She'd call me. I wasn't calling her. She was calling me. She was messaging me. I was flipping. All I wanted to do is make sure she was okay. I told the police also that I didn't think she was doing well mentally. I don't think she was. She just dealt with her brother dying of drug overdose from a year before, and then my dad dying. She was living with my parents' house for a year. So they got really close. She's got a big heart, and I can just imagine, because that woman's got a huge heart, and she already had the stress of not having anywhere to live down here and everything else on top of that, and then dealing with everything else. And it's just not an easy thing. Not one of those things are easy. There's like 10 or 20. And then it is ongoing and ongoing and ongoing and ongoing. It hasn't stopped. I haven't been able to rest. I haven't been able to collect, like... Oh, then I went to a treatment center in Maple Ridge. he wouldn't let me use the phone, but I was getting a divorce. So then the lawyers decided to put I had $150,000 income, and then I wasn't going to be able to see my kids at all unless supervised on weekends. Well, you know what? I have been around those kids for flipping ever since Hunter's called me dad since like 2 or something like that. I've been married to her since he was 3. We had Xavier. Well, once we had Xavier, it wasn't easy for Charlotte to look after Hunter and Xavier both and bottle, like it just wasn't easy because Hunter's autistic. He needs a lot of attention. And it was very hard for him at first realizing what it was like to have another sibling in the house, and he didn't take it well. It was hard on him. And he's been around his mom so long, he wants his mom. Like she kept him alive. He was 1 pound, 7 ounces or something. He was the size of a damn doll, and she had to buy doll clothing for him. The little guy's lucky to be alive. He's a miracle. Both my children are with her. So, whatever. Just this is my story, and I'm not gonna quit telling it until it stops. I mean, and these people doing whatever they're doing. If you're so good people, there's so many times you could have just stopped and talked to me and asked if I was okay instead of staring at me and gawking at me. And, there's a lot more better things you could have done than just stare and gawk at me. I'm a human being. I am quite respectful to talk to when you actually do sit there and talk to me instead of just staring at me and making your own conclusions of who you think I am. Anyway, God bless you. I love you.